I'm so tired. Hi guys, there's literally no one in this live. Hi guys, I'm currently studying for my test tomorrow, so hi Lindo. Okay, so meat. Okay, introduction. The term meat includes all the edible parts of the animal carcass except skin and bone. Okay, this includes muscle meats from beef, lamb, pork, and game, as well as organ beauty. Okay, nutritional value of meat. So meat, especially the sarcasm, is concentrated source of nutrients. So there's proteins, there's vitamins, there's minerals, there's carbohydrates, and there's fats. Okay, proteins. So meat contains all the essential amino acids in perfect proportions. So the proteins, there is 20% of the proteins in the meat. Keep pushing. Yes, I know. This is actually my first time going live, so I don't know how this is gonna work out. How are you guys doing? Yes, my name is Zanda, like Zanda, and I'm currently studying for tomorrow's paper. So the meat, especially the sarcasm, is concentrated in proteins, vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, and fats. Okay, so with the vitamins, there's vitamin B, there's vitamin B12, which is found only in the animal tissue. The vitamins A and D are embedded in the fats. The minerals, there's phosphorus, there's sodium, there's magnesium, there's copper, there's manganese, there's potassium, and there's calcium. And then the carbohydrates in meat are limited, okay, but there is a 5 to 30% of fats. So for health reasons, meat animals are bred with lower fat content. A certain amount of fat is desirable for juiciness, tenderness, and flavor. Okay, that we know. That we know. Where do I live? In South Africa, like KZN. Where are you guys located? Okay, sarcoplasm is generally known as meat juice. It is nutritious, it's flavorful, it's clear, red colored, semi-fluid liquid with a gel-like consistency. It must not be confused with blood. Okay, sarcoplasm is the meat juice. Is the quality of this video like good on your side? Because I can't see, plus the sun is... Yeah, I think you guys can see me better. The video is good. Is that what you're saying? Yes too? I'm not sure if I can play like any games on this live, just like TikTok live. This is literally my first time. But yeah, you guys are just gonna have to watch me study because I have to study. Like, I can't be doing anything else. Okay, so the types and classifications of meat. So there's red meat, of course, there's pork, there's game, right? With red meat, there is beef, there is lamb, there's mutton, there's goat also. So with beef veal, this is any cattle slaughtered before it has 3 molar teeth or eaten grass, so it is classified as veal. The lamb mutton is hi Bamaya Zakius. I don't know how to pronounce that. Just kidding, in what case it needs to be a good time to start. I don't know what that means. Like, I don't even have Facebook, so Francis, hello beautiful. Hey guys, I'm studying, so I'm gonna be focusing on my notes, but also like trying to conversate with you guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. With WhatsApp, I do have WhatsApp, but it's only like WhatsApp business. Let me see if I can. I actually want the sun. So most lambs are slaughtered when they are between 3 and 12 months old. The term matin is usually applied to the flesh of sheep aged between 18 months and 2 years old. Okay. The goats, considering the health consciousness that prevails worldwide, the Boer goat yields lean meat of a high quality, particularly when it is young. Meat is flavorsome, succulent, and tender. Okay, pork. Most pigs are slaughtered young, mainly because of the growing demand for lean pork. Those kept for breeding are older and fatter, and their carcasses are used in the meat processing and canning industry. Okay. Game refers to birds and wild water animals hunted for food. So these are your wild animals, okay? Animals that are basically not fenced or kept in a zoo. It's a lower fat alternative to its domestic counterparts. So the types of game are feathered game, which are your pigeon, your quail, your goose, your ostrich, your peasants. Then ostrich is a lean, healthy red meat, which is similar in appearance and taste to beef, but is much lower in fat and kilojoules than beef, chicken, turkey, or lamb. Okay, good game. Okay, yeah, furred and feathered game is kind of like the ones with here. And then aquatic game, this is your crocodile meat. Okay, characteristics of game. Because the meat is very lean, it is very dry with none of the flavor that fat usually adds. It is therefore important to use cooking methods that will add juiciness and flavor. One of the greatest problems when roasting and grilling venison is overcooking. The meat will become tough. If venison is marinated, the gamey taste will be less obvious. Okay, I think that was just general knowledge. Hey, how are you? Where are you guys watching from? Like, you guys are not saying anything. You're from Accra. Where is that? Is that like in Africa or like I don't know, but it sounds familiar. I'm from South Africa in KZN. I'm beautiful, thank you. I don't know if you heard my response. And I'm currently studying for tomorrow's paper. Like, yo, I'm writing for 3 hours. Imagine. Inaudible parts of animal carcass. This is meat juice, okay. It's meat juice. Which papers are you writing? I'm writing hospitality tomorrow, hospitality studies. Basically like studying about how restaurants operate, you know, cooking, how foods are made, how to, you know, things that deal with food and the hospitality industry. So yeah, I'm writing that tomorrow, and yeah. Are you writing anything soon, or like you done with school? Meat juice, nutritious. Nutritious, flavorful, clear, red colored. Hope you like the course. Actually, you know, to be honest, with hospitality, like, I feel like at the beginning I enjoyed it, but now it's like, now I'm just studying just to get through it, because like I can't change the subject or anything. Plus the other subjects are even worse, so I just don't have the passion that I had at first. But like, I guess if something were to change, then I would like enjoy it more. I'm done with school. I'm just in the school system. Okay. Red colored. Semi. With a gel-like consistency. Okay, fine. And then offal, this includes various organs, glands, and other meats that don't form a part of the skeletal muscle of the animal. It can be divided into two groups. These are the glandular meats, which are your livers, your kidneys, and sweetbread, or your muscle meats. Muscle meats, yeah, heart, tongue, tripe, and oxtail. So, yeah. You like my background music? Thank you. It's like some piano, instrumental that I'm playing so that I can like calm down. I talk through studying, you're on the right track. Yeah, I can't just keep quiet. I feel like I have to do something, like express it in a way, because right now I'm just writing like a bunch of definitions on like a piece of paper. Even though I know the definition, it's like I still want to write them down so that like when I just look at them tomorrow, I kind of, you know. Hi Delani. Okay, these are various organs, glands, and other meats that don't form part of the skeleton. So there is glandular and muscle meats. Write them down without looking at my notes. Well, not with these definitions, because I still have to kind of like practice them. Okay, free range, I know. Free range, natural, and organic sound confusingly similar. Free range is obviously when the animal is free, like, and then natural is if the animal is, well, if the meat was grown in like a natural environment, and organic meaning that the meat obviously wasn't like modified or anything like that. I don't have a South African accent, like, I actually don't have a South African accent. Like, I just talk. Even when waking up tomorrow at the I've never like studied in the morning. Well, no, wait. I've never like in the morning of the day that I'm writing my paper, I've never like woken up and actually studied. Like, I only study or like go through my notes, revise my notes when I'm at school, like an hour before the paper. You're studying about modifying meat? Well, not necessarily modifying meat, like we're learning the different types of meat and what causes a meat to be soft or what causes a meat to be tough, and obviously how you can put it in a dish. Because if you know that, okay, a lamb, it's a baby, so the meat is going to be like soft, so then you know that, okay, if I'm going to cook it like this, it's easier to cook it because it's soft, like things like that. Like, you kind of make it make sense. Why don't you have a South African? Did you study abroad? No, I am South African. Ngakulela la. I didn't study abroad. I don't want my phone heating up because I'm in the sun. Okay. So glandular meats, your livers, your kidneys, your sweetened bread. Then your muscle meats, this is your heart, your tongue, your tripe, and your oxtail. Okay. Then the types of offal. So okay, liver is the most popular, and it is a widely used type of offal. So this comes from either ox, calf, or lamb. Pork liver is mostly used in patés or sausages. It's either pan fried or sauteed. Always remove the outer membrane when cooking. Then kidneys, veal and lamb kidneys are the most popular. Sauteed and served in items such as steak and kidney pie. Okay, we know kidneys. What's that subject? This is hospitality studies, grade 12. Yeah, so yeah, kidneys, come on. Kidney steak and kidney pie, we know that. Tongue, beef, veal, and lamb tongue. They may be fresh, cured, or smoked. Beef tongue is popular, and it's usually served as cold sliced meat. Okay, yeah. Then sweetbreads. These are the thymus glands of veals and lamb. As the animal ages, the thymus gland shrinks, therefore, the sweetbreads are not available from older animals. Okay, it's found in younger animals, they shrink when they get old. Yeah. Then you can saute this or you can braise it. Then oxtails contain flavorful meats and has a rich gelatin content and has a high amount of white connective tissue. And then you can use this in soups and stews. No, this music is boring me now. Yes, I study. Hi guys. Good lucky. Thank you very much. It's 200 marks. Imagine this paper. But I got this. I got this. And then, okay, tripe is the muscular lining of the stomach of beef and sheep that is scraped clean and sold bleached and partly boiled. We know this, like, come on now. Heads, pigs, sheep's, calves, and cows' heads are sold whole or in halves. The hearts, you can get this from veal, beef, and sheep hearts. They are very tough and they're very lean. The natural cavity in the hearts can be filled with a variety of stuffings. Like obviously, it's a very round type of meat, so you can like fill it in, and then it requires slow cooking, stewing, or braising. Yeah. Come back, show us 100% pass mark. No, it's I'm not gonna say it's not possible, but it's not possible. It's not possible. Like, yo, I don't even know what I got in the practical. Lapo, we were cooking lasagna, right? And the lasagna wasn't even a lasagna, it flopped. Like, the lasagna was a natural disaster. Plus, we were serving people that time. So, yeah, it was a disaster. And the teacher was like, okay, we failed. But I don't think it's like too bad because the practical doesn't hold like a large weighting on the final report mark. So we're just gonna have to see. I might get like a B or a C. It really depends on the paper. Maybe I'll just come back and update you guys on how the paper wins. You shouldn't have said no. Wait, when did I say no? Like, I got 79% in my report for the subject last term. So, or a C, no. Like, sometimes you make mistakes, so I can't really say as in I'm gonna get an A. Footsie as in I'm gonna get an A. Actually, like, forget I even said that. Yeah, 79 is good. 79 is good. But I didn't like that mark because it's like you could have just given me a 1 mark to make it 80, you know. Plus, I'm applying with these marks, so yeah. Okay. Whew. And then the factors influencing the quality of meat. So obviously, before you slaughter them, their feeding matters, the marbling, their age, and the muscle activity, as well as how they were treated. Okay, so the good feeding guarantees good quality meat. Marbling, good feeding will result in marbling of muscles, but if the animal was fed in a feedlot to fatten up, the fat will mostly be subcutaneous fat. Meat with larger quantities intramuscular fat is tastier and more tender. Okay. In the age, the meat of younger animals is more tender and has less fat, while the meat of older animals is tastier and more flavorsome. The muscle activity, muscles that are not used often result in meat that is more tender than muscles involved in lots of movement. So if the animal was moving a lot, then the meat is going to be tough. But if the animal was still young maybe and hasn't really done much exercise, then obviously the meat is going to be soft. The treatments, the animal should be kept as calm as possible, as stress prior to slaughtering can result in less tender meat. Yeah, I'm gonna get an A, don't worry. That's like the way I'm not stressed too is kind of like weird because like we're only writing 1 paper. So if this 1 paper doesn't go well, then but okay, let me just continue studying and yeah. Subcutaneous fats, this is the fat layer that covers the body of the animal. Okay, subcutaneous fat, this is the fat that covers the body of the animal. The animal's body, the fat layer that covers the body of the animal, the fat layer that covers the body of the animal. Subcutaneous fats, the fats that covers the animal's body. Okay, marbling. Intramuscular fat, so this is the fats that is within the meat itself, so it is the fats that is spread through muscle. Okay, so subcutaneous fat, this is fat that covers the body of an animal. And then marbling, it's intramuscular fats. So this is fats spread in the muscle. Or I could say found in the muscle. Fats spread in muscle. Continue studying, don't read comments. Okay, Okay. And then during slaughtering, so the rapid bleeding promotes the attractive appearance of meat and improves the keeping quality. So if the animal bleeds a lot, this will make the meat more attractive, and it will improve the keeping quality, like the ability to even make the meat last for longer in the freezer or whatever. After slaughtering, there is cold shrinkage, electrical stimulation, rigor mortis, maturing, ripening, aging meats. So yeah, and then there's also the cooking process that happens after slaughtering. So obviously after slaughtering them, cold shrinkage, the rapid cooling of the warm carcasses causes cold shrinking. So this leads to a rapid drastic muscle contraction, which could make the meat tough. Okay, obviously if it's cold, the meat is going to be tough. Like, yeah, there's a lot of muscle contractions within the meat itself. Yeah, meat's tough. Electrical stimulation, this is electrically stimulated carcasses that can be cooled rapidly without the meat shrinking or toughening abnormally. Okay. Rigor mortis, this is after death. So rigor mortis sets in as a result of biochemical changes taking place within the muscle fibers. So it is a post-mortem phenomenon which causes muscle fibers to contract and stiffen. It is extremely important that meat is matured to complete this chemical process. Yo, if the meat is cut before the process has been completed, the meat will be very tough. Okay, wait. So this happens after death. It's a biochemical change that is taking place in the muscle fibers. It causes the muscle fibers to contract and stiffen. It's important when the meat is matured to complete this chemical process. Okay, the meat is cut before the process. Oh, okay. All right. Let me just summarize that because there's a lot going on. Okay, so this happens after, I'm just gonna write it in point form, after death of the animal. Biochemical change in muscle fibers, because I'm not gonna remember those muscle fibers. Post-mortem phenomenon. Okay, it causes muscle fibers to contract. The meat must be matured to complete process. Oh my goodness. I just forgot that I need to hang the washing. Hey, okay. To complete the process. If the meat is cut before the process, the meat will be buried. Hey, well, guys, and the sun is almost going down, and I haven't even hung the washing. Okay, if cut before process, meat tough. Okay, then maturing, ripening, aging of meat. So this process only takes place after rigor mortis has passed. Obviously, the meat needs to be matured, you know what I'm saying? Maturing is a natural process that improves the tenderness and the flavor of meat. So what does maturing do? It improves the tenderness and the flavor of meat. It is a natural process that improves the tenderness and the flavor of meat. Okay, tenderness and flavor. During aging, the natural enzymes in meat break down the muscle fibers to ensure that the meat becomes tender, right? So there are two methods of aging. There's wet aging and there's dry aging. Wet aging is a most commonly used method for maturing beef. Beef is vacuum packed and it is kept in the refrigerator for 2 weeks. Okay. Then dry aging is the traditional method of aging a whole split or quartered carcass. So dry aging is done at a controlled humidity, airflow, and temperature between 0 degrees Celsius and 3 degrees Celsius. Beef hangs in this temperature for 10 to 12 days. The dry aged meat is very tender and has a succulent flavor. Like, it is more expensive than wet aging as it loses 20% of its weight through moisture loss. Okay. Then matured meats can be frozen. Once meat is frozen, it is not possible to mature the meat because freezing inhibits the enzyme action. Pork and veal are not aged because they are usually tender. And then the cooking process, when meat is cooked, obviously heat influences both the muscle fiber and the connective tissue, thus playing a big role in the quality of the cooked products. Like, these are things that we know. Like, you just have to explain. I've been live for like 45 minutes. Guys, I think I'm gonna end the live now because like I have to go do something and then I can't just like leave y'all here for like a while. But I think this was good for my first live. I think this was good. Let me see. So yeah, bye guys.